This video will offer a brief overview of Essay 3, which is a summary and analysis essay. The Hines English Department requires that at least 2 of your Composition 1 essays respond to sources. And for this class, those will be Essays 3 and 4. Essay 3 is a summary and analysis essay, and that's just what it sounds like. Basically, you will spend 1 paragraph summarizing an article, and then you will spend 3 paragraphs analyzing that article. And by analyze, I just mean you'll respond to it by telling me whether you agree, disagree, and why. And then you'll have a conclusion paragraph. So I'm going to scroll down here. You'll see your due dates. Under your directions, you'll see a link to the instructions, the very specific instructions on how to write a summary and analysis essay. And then you'll see a list of the articles that you can choose from. Now, depending on what semester you watch this video, these articles may be different. But all of them, you will see the article title, you'll see the person that wrote the article, where it was published, and the date that it was published. And below that, you'll see a URL link that you can click, and it will take you directly to the article itself. Now, you must choose one of the articles that I list. If you want something different, if you want to do an alternative, then you must request that alternative before you write your outline. So you can't just turn in an outline on a different article altogether. You have to get that change approved by me ahead of time. Let me scroll down here. Let's go over some of the requirements. So you'll have to write at least 600 words, and that word count only includes the essay itself. It does not include the works cited page. And you have to have at least 5 paragraphs total. So you'll have a summary section that's going to be 1 paragraph, and it will replace the usual introduction. You'll have an analysis section that's going to be 3 or more paragraphs, depending on how many you need. This is the section where you give your opinion. Now, of course, the summary section, you do not give your opinion. That is just an objective description of what the article itself is saying. The analysis section is where you tell me what you think about the article. So do you agree, or do you disagree, or do you think that the idea, even if it sounds good in practice, wouldn't work out in real life? So there are any number of ways that you could go about analyzing an article, but really you're telling me what you think about the argument in the article itself. Do you think that it's a good idea, and why, or why not? In this section, you're going to have at least 2 quotations from the article itself. Now, you can quote in the summary section if you want to, but quotes should be kept to a minimum there, and they will not replace the 2 quotes that you're required to have in the analysis section. So if you do not include at least 2 quotes in the analysis section, then you have not met the minimum requirements for this paper. After your analysis section, you'll have a conclusion paragraph. It's just a normal conclusion where you summarize your overall thesis and leave me with any parting thoughts that you have. And then you're going to have a works cited page. And I will give you the works cited information for all of the articles. Basically, you just need to make sure that you format the works cited page and the entry correctly. Now we're going to scroll down and just go over briefly some of the requirements for using sources. I have an entire page with examples on this page right here where you can link to. It says MLA format for quotations and the works cited page. This page includes example quotes, explanations, all of the works cited entries. So any information that you need about source material is on this page. But let's briefly discuss the requirements. You have to use one of the sources that I listed, or you have to have an alternative approved beforehand. You must include at least 2 quotes in the analysis section. You can do more if you want, but you can't do less. Every quote has to have a lead-in that names the person who's speaking or gives some kind of context. You have to have quotation marks around the exact words that you quote. You have to have quotation marks around the title of your article. And you must include a citation if necessary. You must include a works cited page. And you must follow any instructions on the longer page here, the MLA format page here. Some important grading notes. If you do not follow the requirements for using sources, your grade cannot be above a C. And if you fail to include any quotes or works cited page at all, then you have an automatic 0. So remember, this essay is about responding to a source. So if you are not including the quotes or works cited page, then you are not engaging with the source itself, and you are not really accomplishing what you're supposed to in this essay. MLA essay format is the same. 5 paragraphs, minimum 600 words, Times New Roman, double space, 1-inch margins, the normal header, the normal class information on the top left of the first page, and you have to have a title. Do not use essay 3 for your title, and don't just repeat the title of the article itself. All right, so that covers most of the basics for essay 3. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.